So we are given a program in Java and our task is to write a Python equivalent code for it. So first let us see what we are doing in this Java program. So first we are creating an object for the scanner class and the name of the object is SC. And then we are creating three integer variables R, C and sum, and initially we are setting all the values to 0. And after that we are creating a while loop, and in the condition we are giving sc.hasNextLine. So this method returns true if our input contains one more line of input, else it returns false. So until we accept each and every line of input, this method will return true. So once when we have accepted all our input, it returns false. So this while loop will stop executing. So whenever this hasNextLine method returns true, we will be entering into this while loop. And inside this while loop, first we are incrementing the value of R. And after incrementing the value of R, we are accepting the complete line as a string. So here we can see that we are accepting sc.nextLine. So it will accept the complete line as input. And after accepting the complete line, we are applying the trim method. So this trim method will remove the empty spaces which is present at the end. And after applying the trim method, we are applying the split method. So we will be splitting this string based upon space. So this split method will return an array of string values after splitting the input string based upon spaces. So this string current line contains array of string values. Now after accepting our input, we are checking whether the value of C is equal to 0 or not. So initially the value of C will be equal to 0 in the first iteration, because while creating the integer variable C itself, we have set C is equal to 0. So we will be setting C is equal to current line dot length. So this current line dot length is nothing but the number of string values which were present while accepting the first line of input. And after setting the value of C, we are creating a loop that iterates from 0 to C minus 1. And in every iteration, we are converting the string value into an integer and we are adding it with the sum. So in order to perform this, we are using this integer.parseInt. So we are converting it into an integer and we are adding it with the sum. So this is what we are doing inside this while loop. So finally, after the execution of this while loop, we are printing the values of R, C and the sum. So now our task is to write a Python code which performs the same. So this is the code which I have written in Python. So first I am creating three variables R, C and sum, and I am initially setting all the values to 0, and then I am creating a while loop. So in the condition I am giving true because we don't know how many lines of input will be present. So until we break out manually, this while loop will be executing. So in every iteration of this while loop, we will try to accept a line of input. So within that try block, we are giving the conditions for accepting input. But in case if we have accepted all our input, then it will create an exception. In those cases, we will break out of this while loop. So that is how we will break out of this infinite loop. So in every line, we are given a list of integers as input. So instead of accepting it as a string and converting it into an integer, directly we are accepting a list of integers and we are storing it into the current line. And after accepting the line of input, we are incrementing the value of R. So R plus is equal to 1. And after this, we were checking the value of C. So here also we are performing the same. If C is equal to 0, then we have to store the number of values present in the current line. So using the len method, we can calculate the number of values present in the list. So we can assign that value to the C variable. So here we have to write the code for that. And after performing this operation, next we created a loop that iterates for C number of times. So here also we are creating a loop that iterates from 0 till C minus 1. So this is the loop. And in every iteration of this loop, we have to add the integer with the sum variable. So I am setting sum plus is equal to the integer value present at the index I. And here our list contains the values already in an integer format. So that is why we are directly adding sum plus is equal to current line of I. In the Java code which is given to us, we were storing it as a string. So that is why we converted it into an integer and after that we added. But here it is already present as an integer. So we can directly add it. So these are all the operations we perform inside the while loop. And finally, after the execution of the while loop, we have to print the values of R, C and sum. So this is the logic to solve today's daily challenge. Thank you for watching.